Okay, so come sit straight. Let your legs cross in a comfortable position. Lift your chest up and broaden across the top of your chest. Take a few deeper breaths there to compose yourself, getting the chest to lift up and expand, and balancing your head and neck straight. If you have glasses, you can take your glasses off. For this part, you don't need to be seeing anything at this moment. Now, join your palms together in front of your heart. With your eyes at eye level, adjust your head and neck straight. So maybe you're not going to be looking at the camera at this moment, but find your own head, find your own eyes. Let your eyes find their own level without disturbing. Gently close your eyes. Let your eyes relax back and down to look inwards at your heart. That space right behind where your hands are making contact. Take a few deeper breaths to lift and expand your heart. Open your chest by keeping the face and brain more quiet and neutral. In this time of upheaval and grief and loss and uncertainty, we also have that combined with hope and going forward in the future, and things are changing. So in a symbol to reaffirm our connections with our actions stemming from our heart, we take this position, which is often called a prayer position, when the palms come together in front of your chest. But that symbolizes your arms, which are your organs of action, reaching around yourself, encircling, engulfing yourself, coming together at the center of yourself, and then stemming out from your heart. So with that renewed confirmation to our actions stemming from our heart, we chant Om 3 times and the invocation of Patanjali, and we'll do that together. That brings us to a humble state, quiet state, passive and neutral state, but without losing that alert, vigil state that's going to be required for the work that's ahead. So be there, alert, but quiet, stable and still, without tension. Observe your breath. Now take a more complete inhalation, followed by a deeper exhalation to begin. Yogena chitasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavaidjakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankhachakrasidharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shretam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Keeping your chest well lifted, bow your head down from the nape of your neck. So your head goes down towards your hands, towards your heart. Take a little bit longer, more complete exhalation there. Release your hands onto your thighs. Lift your head back up to balance over your tailbone, and then gently let your eyelids open. And now my colleague Dmitri is going to take over from here.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see 49 of you at a time. Let's begin. Let's start off standing. Right? You could stand in Tadasana. We're going to take the pose Urdhva Hastasana. We'll begin in Tadasana. So you can start with your legs together. Take your shoulders back and lift your chest well. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. Pause there. Right? Have your hands the height of your shoulders out in front of you. Spread your fingers. Spread your palms. Help engage your arms, straightening the elbows. And now turn your arms so the palms face up towards the ceiling. Turn the whole arm, let the palms turn up to face the ceiling. Okay, and now keep that turn of the arm, but start to bring your palms back to face each other. And you keep that turn of the upper arm. So from the elbow to the shoulder, that arm, that part of the arm, that arm bone is still rolling out, but the palms now are turning back to face each other. And if we can maintain both, then we get what Mr. Anger called a rinsing action, where the muscles come close in, hug the bones. So find that here, through the palms, coming back to parallel, the upper arms continue to turn out. Spread your fingers, and now take the arms up overhead. Maintaining that rotation there of the arm. Bring the arms all the way up over you. Stretch the fingertips up. Press the heels down and stretch the fingertips up so the whole trunk lengthens. So it's not just now a stretch of the arms or engagement, grip of those muscles, but now your whole self lengthens. From the heels pressing down, from the tips of the fingers reaching upwards. And then bring the arms back down. So though it is upward stretching arms, there's a role for the legs to play. Take your feet a little bit apart, about hip width. So with the legs apart, you might be able to get a sense of the inner leg, which was touching, or likely was touching the other leg, both inner legs. We need to stretch upwards. So press into the inner edges of your feet. So along the big toe side of the foot, press downwards and lift your toes up. And use that lift of the toes to further a lift of the arches, and let that lift of the arch travel up, like a percolation up along the inner leg, and pick up on that, pull the inner thighs up. So there's this direction upwards from the inner knees up towards the groins, and let that travel further up into your chest. Bring your arms up overhead. Again, find that rinsing action. Now keep the palms facing each other as you turn the upper arms out, and bring your arms up overhead. Pressing into the inner edge of the feet, stretching, lifting the arches, stretching the inner thighs upwards, go all the way up into the fingers, and then lower the arms back down. Now join the legs, right, and see if the inner legs have become a little cloudy in your awareness. Can you re-stretch the inner thighs, pressing into the inner edge of the feet, get that lift, that direction upwards that travels even past the legs up into the chest. Take your arms up. Roll the upper arms, keeping the palms facing each other. Take the arms all the way up over you. Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the arms back down. Now from Urdhva Hastasana, we're going to take Utkatasana, where we bend the legs. So in this, although we're bending down into the pose, that lift of the inner thigh should still be there. That lift of the inner thighs from the knees to the groins. Take your arms forward. Take your arms up. Bring those muscles close to the bone. By that, the upper arms turning out as you keep the palms facing each other. Lift the trunk upwards with the stretch of the arms. Lift the inner thighs up into the groins. And maintaining that now, start to bend the legs. Continuing to stretch the arms, continuing to lengthen the trunk up out of the hips. Bend the ankles, bend the knees, bend at the hips. And inhaling, come back up and bring the arms back down. And now Sharon is going to teach us Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose.
Hello. Okay, come onto all fours to start. And then straddle your fingers. Right, and press your whole hand down. Press a little bit more weight into the pads of your fingers. So not so much on the wrist, but get more into the pads of your fingers. Now, staying with sort of the actions that Dmitri took us through in those two previous poses, we're going to stay with the actions of the legs. So now tuck your toes way under. And when you go to straighten your legs and raise your buttocks up to go to downward facing dog, lengthen your heels down to the ground and pull your buttocks up towards the ceiling. Okay. So now press into your hands, press into the into the pads of your fingers, and then pull your heels down, raise your toes up, spread your toes and take your buttocks way to the ceiling. Take your buttocks way, way, way up as you try to get your heels closer and closer to the ground. Now to get your buttocks to go higher up, now raise your heels towards the ceiling. But as your heels go up towards the ceiling to raise your buttocks up, try not to put more weight into the arms. So don't shift forward as your heels go up, but lift your heels straight up to take your buttocks straight up. Now with your buttocks reaching way up to the ceiling, again raise your toes up. So even though your heels are lifted, don't let your toes come to the floor. Lift your toes up towards your shins, even higher, even higher. Now, as your toes pull up, grip around your knees, grip the muscles around your thighs, and then pull your thighs up and actively lengthen your thigh muscles towards the buttock and get your buttock to go even higher towards the ceiling. Now, as your buttock is up, hold it there in space. So to hold your buttock there in space, grip your outer hips in, grip the outer muscles of the thighs in. And then try to get your heels now to the floor without taking your thighs or buttocks down. So can you continue to grow your thighs and buttocks up as you now try to lengthen down through your calf, down through the Achilles tendon, down into the heel. Keep your toes up. Try to keep your toes up. Now, even if you have to step your feet in a little bit, get your heels, see if you can get your heels down. You can separate your feet a little bit apart. You can get your, move your feet in a little bit more, but try to get your heels down. Now with your heels down, see if you can bend your knees. Can you bend your knees? And they're not gonna bend a lot. Now bending your knees, get your heels down. Now this time when you go to straighten the knees up, can you move from the thigh and the hip, especially the front of the hip crease, can you pull up and back by using the upper thigh and not just pushing back through the lower leg, but can the lower leg and the heel grow downward as the knee and the thigh and the hip and buttock grow upward. Okay, now come on down and rest. Separate your knees apart, sit your buttock back and rest down. Recover. Okay, and then walk your hands in, and then Dan, you can take the next pose.
Hi. So we're going to do Vrikshasana. So come to standing, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Stand with your feet together, and you can have your hands on your hips. Now, if you have trouble balancing on one leg, you could have your fingertips close to a wall like this. I'm standing like a few inches from my wall here. Or you could stand like near a piece of furniture or a chair. Place your hand on it if balance is an issue. Otherwise, have your hands on your hips, turn your right leg out, take the heel against the ankle bone. And now press that heel into the ankle bone and the ankle bone into the heel. So you'll create a grip there, some pressure there. Now start to turn your right knee back toward the wall behind you and see if you can create a grip in that outer hip. See if you can feel that. And then keeping that, lift the toes off the ground some. So the feet are a few inches off the floor. See if you can maintain the pressure of the heel into the ankle bone into the heel. Okay, and then relax and join your feet. Do the same thing on the other side. So you take the left heel against the right ankle bone and create some pressure there. So they're pressing into each other. In a sense, both legs are moving towards each other, just at that point. Then turn your left knee more back towards the wall behind you. And see if you can kind of create a grip in that outer hip. Now maintain that as you lift the toes off the floor some. Now your body might shake a little bit as you come more into the balance. It challenges you some. So see if you can create a steadiness and less shakiness by doing more of these basic actions. And then come down. Now turn your right leg out, take the heel against the ankle bone, and now take your right leg up any amount, perhaps towards the groin. Now similarly, press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot strongly. With your hands on your hips, turn that knee back towards the wall behind you and start to create a grip in that outer hip. And you can do that quite firmly. Now, as you press the left outer leg towards the right foot, see if you can create a grip in that outer hip. Keeping that steady, you can stretch your arms up. Now, those of you that are using the wall for support, you can keep your fingers on the wall, of course, but you can test it out, stretch the arms up. Now, see if you're maintaining the actions of the legs and hips. As you stretch the arms higher, turn the upper arm bones more towards each other. So it's Urdhva Hastasana, just like Dmitri taught. Keep lifting the armpits, fingertips higher towards the ceiling. And then take your arms down, take the lifted leg down, pause. Turn your left leg out, take the heel against the ankle bone, take that leg up. So you have to relax a little bit to place the leg, right? Once you get it there, press the foot into the leg, press the leg into the foot. And with your hands on your hips, start to spread that left knee more to the side, more to the left. Turn it more towards the wall behind you. See if as the inner leg becomes more long, that the outer leg becomes more firm. See if you can create a strong muscular grip in that outer hip. Now press the right thigh into the left foot strongly and see if you can create a grip in the right outer hip. Then maintaining that, stretch your arms up into Urdhva Hastasana. Wrap your triceps around towards each other. So you get that same rotation of the arms. Hug the bone with the tricep. And now stretch your arms higher and higher and create more and more length there. And then with your next exhalation, you can take your hands down, take the lifted leg down, and pause. And you have Norma coming up next.
Hi, everybody. We're going to take Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle, in a way a little bit different than you might be used to. So I'm going to show the pose first. All you'll need is a block. If you need to use a chair for this pose, you absolutely can use a chair. It's an asymmetrical setting of the legs and feet. So here you can see that my back foot, the left one, is at the back edge of the mat at the wall. You don't have to be at the wall, but the back edge of the mat. And then the front leg is at the front edge of the mat. I think that's pretty clear here. And I'm gonna put my block there. If you're at the wall, the back arm goes up the wall, pulling the knees up, spinning the thighs out. I'm gonna extend and hope not to fall. Extend towards the front leg and work on the front buttock going in and the back leg and belly turning out. I'm going to show from the front and then we're ready to go. Front foot parallel to the front edge of the mat, back foot way out to the back edge of the mat. Here you have a pretty good view of the asymmetry in the position of the legs. And then when you extend into the pose, symmetry can come as you work, spreading the belly towards the back leg, pressing the front buttock in. Okay, so let's start. Taking the left foot to the back of the mat. back edge. And the front foot, the right foot, lines up. The big toe and inner heel line up with the front edge of your mat. Extend and expand the arms and chest. Press into your feet. Pull your knees up and spin the thighs from inside out. Pulling, extending the right leg up and left. Press into the left foot as you go down. Bring your head back over the right hand and spread your chest and belly from right to left, pressing into the left foot. Press the right buttock forward and inhale to come up. Turn the toes in, bring the legs in, and let's go to the other side. Left heel to the back edge of the mat. Right heel. Inner edge of the right foot. Let's start again. Right foot to the back edge of the mat. Inner edge of the left foot to the front edge of the mat. You don't even have to have a block. You could go to your shin. Pull the legs up. Lift and expand. Spread the arms and chest. Inhale, lift up. Extending to the left. Reaching to the left. Pull the left leg towards the right. Left hand goes down and spread your belly from left to right. Pressing into the left foot, press that left buttock forward. Pressing into the outer edge of the right foot, roll the right leg out. Inhale to come up, turn the toes forward. I bet you want to do that again. Let's take the left foot.
Norma, next up is Dan Coogan.
It's time for Dan already?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Tadasana. And here comes Dan. He's going to teach you Ardha Chandrasana.
Okay, thank you. So be in Tadasana. Take your hands up. Jump or step your feet apart. Now turn your left foot slightly in. Turn your entire right leg out. Lift your chest. So now your legs will be in the classical orientation here with the front heel, the right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. Reach your arms out and find a connection between your back foot pressing down and your chest lifting up. So keep your arms extended, but press into your left heel, your back heel, and lift your chest up and away from your back heel, pressing down. Now maintain that lift, maintain that extension of the arms. Exhale, come down into Utthita Trikonasana. From here, take your top hand down to your hip, look down, bend your front leg. Let your front leg come forward a bit, your front knee come forward. Place your right hand to the outside of your right foot. And now shift your weight forward, go forward, step your back foot in. Be on your front foot. So have all your weight on your front leg bent, and then walk your right hand forward. So it's about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet in front of your front foot. And now continue to shift, get all your weight onto your front leg. And then with the front leg bent, take the back leg up. With the front leg bent, take the back leg up and extend back, just as if you were pressing your leg into the floor, your foot into the floor. Reach back strongly. And then if you can, keep your hand on your hips, straighten your standing leg, press down into the floor with your standing leg, press out with your raised leg, with your left leg. Turn your shoulder, open your chest, turn, and then bend your front leg, touch down, step all the way back, Utthita Trikonasana, and then come all the way back up. Turn your feet parallel, take your hands to your chest, jump or step your feet back together. Now you might need to move your mat. Make sure you have a couple feet space between the edge of your mat and a wall or any other obstruction. I'm going to move my mat just a bit so I don't run into the wall here for the second side. Once you've moved your mat, if necessary, stand in the center of your mat, wherever that is in relation to your screen, doesn't matter. Have your feet together, take your hands up, jump or step your feet apart. Turn your right foot slightly in, turn your entire left leg out. From here, connect your back heel into the ground. Press down into the ground with your back heel and lift up with your chest. Lift up with your chest, up with your trunk. Connect those two actions. Press into the back heel and then lift up and away from the back heel. Reach your arms out, extend your arms. Inhale, exhale, Trikonasana. Now, take your hand to your hip. Look down. Bend your front leg. Place your left hand now to the outside of your left leg, and then shift your weight. Shift your weight forward. Bring the back foot in. Now walk your left hand out. And then again, with the standing leg bent, with your left leg bent, start to raise your right leg. Raise your right leg. Extend your right leg back. Reach back with the right leg. And now if you can, straighten the standing leg. Press down into the standing leg. Reach back with the raised leg, your right leg. And now take the shoulder back. Take the elbow back. Open the chest. Turn the chest. Reach back with the back heel. And then come down. Touch down. Step back. Come into Utthita Trikonasana. And inhale, come up. Turn your feet parallel. Take your hands to your chest. And jump or step your feet back together. And now Bobby Clennell, you're up.
Hello everyone, Pavrita Trikonasana. So start with your feet together. Stretch out through your fingertips. Roll your inner thighs back. Press down into your feet. Lift the top two corners of your chest. And let's jump the feet. So bring your hands in front of you and jump or step your feet wide. Press out into the outer edges of your feet. Lift up through the inner thighs. Legs end here. Pull the legs up all the way up to the middle of the chest. Now turn your left foot in and your right foot out. And pick up your left heel, pivot the toes and stretch the left heel back and swing that left hip around, all the way around. So you turn the thigh, the hip, on that side of the trunk. Then press down into the heel and move the pelvic floor from back to front. So you've got Tadasana here in the torso. Don't let yourself fall forward, but sort that out. Organize that from the pelvic floor and press down. Keep that back leg firm. That's going to be your anchor there, that back leg. Swing the right hip around, left hip, I mean. All right, now we're going to come forward and down. We're going to do this together. So bring your hand on your hip. We're going over to the right. So bring your right hand on your hip, come forward and down, and place your hand on the inside of your right foot. And get steady there. Then roll your left hip around some more. And if you can, place your hand, your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Now, I should have said get a block. If this is a long way down, then it's okay to put your hand on a block. Now hold that back leg firm, reach into that back leg, move both your hips back, your right hip back, your left hip back, go on moving them away from you and move your breastbone in the opposite direction, chest forward, both hips back. And now start to turn to face the back of the room. So keep that right hip moved, that right top of the right thigh cutting into your right hip, and from your left kidney, turn the whole trunk away from the camera thing that you're looking at. Go on turning, be on the inner edge of the front foot, the outer edge of the back foot. And if you can, swing your arm up, your right arm up, press down into your left arm, turning, cut that right hip back, and now come on up, and come back to face forward. Okay, now reorganize, have a look at your feet, see what happened to them, let them face straight ahead, stretch your arms out, hit the inner knees out. So now turn your right foot in and your left foot, thigh, left knee, shin, everything out, and turn the whole body as you do that. Swing the right hip around. Move the pelvic floor from the back to the front so that you're in Tadasana here, in the torso. Press out through the right heel, lift the right knee, left knee, tailbone in, shoulders back and down, legs firm. Keep wrapping this right hip around. Then we're going to come and do the same thing on the other side over to the left. So bring your right hand on your hip, reach forward. Now your left hand on your hip, reach forward with your right hand. Put it on the inside of your left foot and look down. So now, again, you could at this point pick up the right heel, turn it back, and press down through that right heel. Hit the inner right thigh back, chest extended, pelvis back, breastbone forward. And now let's get to turn to the left. So switch the hand to the outside of the left foot and begin turning from this right kidney. Cut the right kidney in, be on the inner edge of the left foot, the outer edge of the back foot, and turn, 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 away from your device. Extend the breastbone forward. If you're steady, then you can take the arm up. If you're not, keep your arm down. Press down into your right hand, lift up into your left. Inhale, exhale. And now turn, come on up. Bring your hands together and jump your feet. And next is Debby. Debby is next.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to adjust my screen. So start standing in the middle of your mat. Have your feet just an inch or two apart, a little bit. Okay, so you've already woken up your feet and we've done a few poses. Now, imagine your feet are like shoe boxes. And so you have corners and you have sides. Roll on to the outer edges of your feet so the inner edges lift up. And feel how you get a sharpening in your outer foot, outer metatarsals, outer heels. And now come back to the center and go the other way. Roll to the inner edges of your feet and let your outer feet lift up. So you feel on the inner feet, you feel your big toe mounds and your inner heels. Your arches should still be up. And now come back to the center. So when we have our legs underneath us, feet underneath, that's one thing. But as you get wider, it gets more challenging. And that's one of the big challenges in Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg pose. Have whatever you need. So maybe you need bricks for your hands, and you may need blankets or bolster vertically underneath you. Okay, I'll put bolster blankets here so that you can bring your head onto something. Bring your arms up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. And now, since it's a wide leg pose, go wider. Walk your legs out. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. And now try to sharpen, especially the outer edges of the feet. It's more challenging here, but just as we just did, almost as if you're going to lift your inner feet up, sharpen your outer metatarsals, the long bones in your feet and your outer heels. But now, also keeping that sharpness on the outside, reach into your big toe mounds and your inner heels. Lift up through your inner legs, inner ankle bones, inner knees, all the way up into your abdomen on your outer legs. Lift up and grip your outer buttocks in, roll your arms back, pull your chest forward and up, firm your upper back, and now fold forward. Bring your hands under your shoulders, look forward here. Now redo the actions in the sides of your feet, outer and inner, in the corners. Inner and outer on both the front and back. Maybe you can go wider here. Reach into your heels, pull your chest and head forward. And now keeping the lift in your legs. Push the floor away with your feet, draw up to the back of your hips and release your head and your chest forward and down. And when you come there, you don't want the support to push your head and neck into your back. Neck is soft, head is resting. Release the back of your head, lift your shoulders up, and again, redo your outer feet, inner feet. Lift up your inner legs, lift up your outer legs. Exhale, soften your back, soften your spine, relax your head, but lift your shoulders. Keep your shoulders lifted. So you have all these points of focus, all these places that you are connecting to, attending to. Exhale, breathe fully, breathe deeply. And now as you inhale, lift your head and chest forward and up, walk your hands forward, walk your feet in, enough so that you can bring your hands to your hips and step your feet together or jump, arms by your side. Okay, next is James. Over to you, James.
Thank you. I have to say, before we go on, how wonderful it is to see so many people practicing Iyengar yoga on the screen. You know, normally I'm teaching, so I don't always get to watch. So it's just wonderful to see all of you in all your squares. Next, we're going to take Shirshasana. So, those that know how to do Shirshasana headstand, go ahead and set up. You can be at the wall, you can be in the middle of the room if you practice it. If you don't go upside down, because you have a neck situation or you're on your monthly cycle, you're going to sit in Baddha Konasana. You can sit against the wall in Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together. We're not going to be here long, so don't take too long to sit up because it's going to be a short Shirshasana, but a good one. So, interlock your fingers, find that space to press your forearms down, let your head come into that space, and be there for a bit, finding your breath. If you know how to go up and are already up, be there, that's fine. Those that are going to sit in Baddha Konasana, come to a wall, sitting with your soles of your feet together. You can sit up on a little support. Then you can walk in with your feet, keeping the shoulders well lifted. Walk in, keep the shoulders well lifted, pressing your forearms down. Go ahead and go on up. Once you get up, strongly spread your toes, push up through your heels, and straighten your legs. So you use the legs to give you a full lift. Use the legs going up to the ceiling to get a full lift, and so there's no weight of your legs crashing down into your body. You get it from the bottom by pressing your forearms down and lifting your shoulders up, and then you keep percolating that all the way up to your legs, to your feet. So the leg muscles need to engage and firm, but don't just tighten them. Use the ends of your legs, the feet, to go way up toward the ceiling. Just like as you press them down on the floor for those standing postures, now you have to press them up to the ceiling. Although the ceiling is maybe a little bit high, still more space there. use your feet to go up in that direction. Go higher and higher up with your feet as you spread your toes. Then firm your buttocks, firm your back muscles to support you in that length. Now, my fellow colleagues are going to keep this moving because we're already a little behind. So we're going to just keep going, and we're not going to, we have the one thing that Iyengar yoga teachers have is not a lack of words. That's not one of our problems. We have lots to say, and we want to say it, and we want to teach people all different kind of things. So that's not where we're lacking. So now, keeping your shoulders well lifted, bend your knees, and come out of the pose with your knees coming towards your chest. Let your feet come down. Those in Baddha Konasana, stretch your legs back out. Extend your legs. Let your head rest. Those that are coming out of Shirshasana, take a breath there. And next, Mimi is going to be taking over from here. Thank you. Mimi.
Hi, everybody. So get your 2 blankets, or if you don't have blankets, you can sit on blocks or books, but sit on something. I have my blankets folded like this, and I put them in such a way that when I sit on the edge, there's some blanket behind me, right? So I put them the long way. And come sit on the edge of your blankets in Dandasana with your legs straight ahead. Sit on the edge of your blankets. Press your heels away from you. Press your thighs down. You can have your fingertips next to you. And lift your chest. And lift especially your breastbone. You can even do it with your fingers. Lift your breastbone, your sternum a little higher. And let your spine, your upper spine between your shoulder blades come forward to your breastbone and up to the ceiling as well. Now hold the inside of your right knee with your right hand and pull that leg out to the side. And bring that foot a little closer in. So in such a way that you have the top of the foot and the front of the shin on the floor or facing the floor. If the knee doesn't come down, you can put a blanket or something under your knee or a block. And then again, lift your chest, lift your breastbone, let your sternum, let your upper back come in towards your chest. Now turn to the left and have your left hand walk it all the way to the edge of your blanket behind you. And have your right hand on your outer hip. Again, lift your chest, lift your breastbone high up, and use your arms to turn a little further to the left. Lift your breastbone, let your upper back come in, press your left thigh down, and lift your chest higher and turn. And turn. And exhale as you turn. And now face your straight leg and start to walk forward. And maybe you can hold your foot, and maybe you can hold your shin. Hold whatever you can, and whatever you're holding, press your left thigh down and lift your chest high up. And again, move your sternum up and forward so that you lengthen the whole front of your body. Let your upper back come in towards your sternum, towards your breastbone. That's it. And now press your left thigh down, lift your chest up, and now you can bend your elbows out to the sides and move that breastbone towards your foot. Move it towards your foot. You can use your hands to pull you towards your foot. Look at your foot. Move your breastbone towards your foot. And finally, once you're laying yourself out over your leg, you can let your head go down. Exhale, relax your face. Be there for a moment. And now straighten your arms. Again, lift your sternum, press your left thigh down. Lift your sternum as high up as you can and make kind of a springing action that when you let go, your arms fly up and bring the arms out and bring your knee up and straighten the leg. Now hold the inside of your left knee, pull the left leg out to the side, pull that foot closer in, let the top of the foot and the front of the shin be facing the floor or on the floor. And then lift your chest, lift your breastbone, let your upper back come in and turn to the right. Walk your right hand far behind you if possible to the edge of your blanket so you can press it and help it to turn you. Lift your chest, let your upper back come in and turn and turn and turn and exhale as you turn. Turn your abdomen, turn your navel, and now turn your abdomen to face your straight leg. Lift your chest, lift your breastbone, walk forward. If you can hold your foot, hold your foot. Otherwise, hold your shin, and whatever you're holding, press your right thigh down. Lift your chest as high away from your thigh as you can. Lift your sternum, let your upper back come in. And now bend your elbows out to the sides. Move that sternum, that breastbone towards your foot. Lay yourself out over that leg. Move your sternum forward, look forward, let your upper back come in as long as possible. And then exhale, release the head. Release your face. Exhale there. And now inhale, look up. Straighten your arms, lift your chest high up. Make kind of a springing action so that when you let go, you fly up with your arms and bring the arms down. Bring your knee up and straighten the leg. And now comes mat.
Hey everybody, take your legs, spread them wide apart. Udupavishta Konasana. Now, bend your right leg into Janu Shirshasana. Put your heel in line with your groin, right heel, right groin. If you cannot or should not bend your leg like this, then keep your legs straight. Sit straight and tall, raise your chest. Now, when we started class at the very beginning, James was saying that we were aiming towards our actions coming from our heart. And so we should support that space of our heart from everywhere. So right now, your legs from your top of your inner thighs stretch out from the right inner thigh to the knee, from the left inner thigh to the foot. As you stretch out like that, press your legs down and draw in from your outer hips. Now from that contained space in the pelvic region, raise your chest up. Lift your sternum, tuck in your shoulder blades and open your chest. Take a deep breath. Exhale, turn toward your right leg. Turn to the right. With your next exhalation, take your left hand, hold your left big toe. Keep your right hand on your waist. Now open your inner legs from the groins outward. Draw your outer hips in toward the midline. And from your pelvic region, raise your chest. Tuck in your left shoulder blade, lift your chest higher, turn it to the right. And now inhale and sit up. Extend your right leg. Bend your left leg into Janu Shirshasana. Put your left heel at your left groin, or keep your legs straight if necessary. Take a deep inhalation, raise your chest. Exhale, turn to your left. Open up from your groins out through your inner legs, press your thighs down, and then from your hips, draw in toward the midline. And from that contained space of the pelvic region, raise the space of your heart, lift up. With an exhalation, take your right hand, hold your right big toe, left hand on your waist. Once again, open your inner legs, press your thighs down. From your hips, raise your chest, tuck in your right shoulder blade, turn your chest further forward, and lift that chest up. Inhale and sit up. Extend your left leg. Exhale, bend your right leg. We're going for Parivritta Janu Shirshasana, revolve Janu Shirshasana. Take a deep inhalation, raise your chest. Exhale, spin to your right. With your next exhalation, reach out, hold your big toe, and lift up your chest. Now, if this is a big stretch for you, you can stay right here. Otherwise, take a deep inhalation, lift your chest up, exhale, duck your trunk in front of your leg, reach down with your elbow, put it on the floor. Take your left hand, turn your palm toward the ceiling, thumb goes toward the top of your foot. Hold the inside of your foot. Now, inhale, stretch out through your inner legs, thighs descending. Draw your outer hips in, take a deep breath, lift your chest up and away from your hips, and turn that open chest away from the floor. Take your right hand, put it behind your ear, exhale, shoot it out behind you, hold your foot. Once you're holding your foot, open your inner legs, outer thighs in, lift your chest, press your arm into your leg and revolve your chest toward the ceiling. So now you're in Parivritta Janu Shirshasana. With an inhalation, swing up, extend your right leg. Bend your left leg. Put your left heel at your left groin, hands by your sides. Take a deep breath, raise your chest. Exhale, spin to the left. With your next exhalation, reach over, hold your toe, hand on your waist, and raise your chest. If this is a big stretch for you, stay here.
If you're going further, take a deep inhalation, lift your chest away from your hips. Exhale, bend your arm, tuck inside your leg, turn your right palm to face the ceiling. Hold the inside, the sole of your foot. Now stay here, inner legs open, outward. Outer hips into the sockets. From the firmness of your outer hips, from your tailbone itself, raise your chest, lift your chest. Open up that space inside. Now take your left hand behind your ear. Exhale, shoot it out behind you. Take hold of your foot. Once again, take a deep breath. Pull your chest away from your hips. Tuck in that right shoulder blade. Press your right arm down and turn your chest as you pull your chest closer to your right foot. Now inhale and come up. Extend your left leg. Join your legs. Say hello to Michelle.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. We're going to do Bharavajasana. We're going to do this with some movement. So sit tall, sit right on the edge of your blankets. Okay, you're going to swing your legs first over to your left. Okay, keep your hands behind you and then swing them forward. And now swing them over to your right. And then swing them forward. Okay, keep your hands by your sides. Okay, try to keep your legs together, swing over. Let the knees land, swing them back to the front. Over to your right side, swing. And then back to the front. Now swing them over to your left side again. And now this time, scoot your buttocks a little bit towards the legs. Take your left hand, hold your right knee, place your right hand behind you on the blankets. Sit up. Okay, turn your chest to the right, away from the legs. So we're doing Bharavajasana number 1. And then release. Swing your legs back to the front. Scoot your buttocks in the center. Swing your legs over to your right side. Scoot your buttocks that direction. Okay, now take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind. Now turn your chest to the left. Lift your chest up. Take your left shoulder further back and go ahead and turn and turn and turn. And then release, unwind. Okay, swing your legs forward. Scoot your bottom into the middle. Swing your legs over to the left side again. Scoot your buttocks towards the legs, towards the feet. Okay, turn to your right. Take your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Draw your right shoulder back. Grip your knee firmly with your left hand, palm facing down to start. Bend your arms so you can use the strength of your arms to motor you around. And now stay in the twist. Look towards the left. Flip your left hand over so the palm faces out. Make your hand big. Okay, put it on the outside of your right knee. Okay, open the hand. Okay, draw your left shoulder down. Keep your left shoulder down and now turn your chest further to the right. Go ahead and turn. And now let your gaze go from your left side towards your right side. Look towards the right as you turn your chest to the right. Keep your chest turning to the right. Look over your left shoulder again. So you look the opposite direction. Look past your left shoulder. Look to the outer corner of your left eye. And then release. Okay, unwind. Take the legs back to the front. Sit in the middle. Swing your legs over to your right side. Scoot your bottom over. Sit up. Okay, then take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind. Now turn, first palm facing down. Okay, now look towards your right. Flip your right hand over, palm open. Arm is straight now. Okay, and then press the back of the hand onto the knee. Lift your chest up. And now turn your gaze to look to the left as you turn your chest to the left. Okay, now keep your chest turning to the left and then look over your right shoulder. So you get a double twist. 2 for the price of 1. Okay, look to the right. Draw the shoulder down. Lift your chest up. Good, and then release, come out, legs to the front. Come back to Dandasana. Now we have Lena. Lena is going to teach you Bharavajasana number 2.
Hello, everyone. So Bharavajasana number 2, the only difference is that one leg is going to be in lotus pose. So let's start with your legs stretched out. And now you're going to bend your left leg first and take the foot out to the left. And so the toes are pointing back. Now scoot your buttocks over to the left side. So the left buttock is off the blanket. Relax your right leg, hold the inner knee. And still with relaxed leg, take the knee back and then hold underneath the ankle and the shin. Now, as we lift that leg up, you're going to roll the shin and the foot forward and take the foot up high on the other leg. So now if this hurts your knee, you're going to come out of the pose and do what you just did, what Michelle just taught, Bharat Vajrasana 1. Okay, otherwise, stay with one leg in lotus pose, one leg in hero's pose, and now turn to your right. So take the right hand to the outer thigh with the palms down. As you inhale, raise the chest up. From the stability of your hips, turn the chest around to your right, and then take another breath, raise the chest even higher. And then use the hands against your thighs to press, and now turn your abdomen, turn your chest around and look back. As you look back, roll that right shoulder even further back. Open your chest. Let the heart guide you. Lift the heart space and turn. Then come back to the center. And now take that top leg out first. Stretch it out. And then take the other foot forward and stretch both legs out. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. You're going to bend your right leg and take the foot back. And then move your buttocks over to the right side, your right side now. Then relax the left leg, hold the inner knee with your hand. And then with relaxed leg, take the knee back. Now hold underneath the shin and the ankle and roll the shin forward, ankle forward as you take the foot up high. Aim to go as high as you can on your thigh. Then release the knee. And now if the knee, I should have said this earlier, if it doesn't touch the ground, you can get the block that we used earlier to just place it right underneath the knee. But if you can, reach from your inner groin to your knee to get the knee down. Now from here, let's turn to the left. Take your right hand palm in on the thigh. And now inhale, raise your chest up. As you exhale, turn to your left. Inhale, go up with your chest. And then as you exhale, turn further back and look back. Now, as you look back, roll that left shoulder farther back. Feel how that side of the chest opens up. And then exhale, release. Take your hand to the top leg and take it out. And now stretch both legs out. Come sit right in the center. Take a breath. And then Naghmeh is going to teach you the next pose.
Welcome, everyone. I want you to look first at Purvottanasana so that you don't have to turn your head when you are doing the pose. Please watch quickly. Watch. Watch again. Now I press the buttocks up and the upper back second. So it's the feet pressing that first takes the tailbone in and up. Maintaining that, I lift the chest. Tailbone, buttocks, chest, then head back. Ready? Have a seat. Keep your feet apart and take the hands back slightly behind the hips. Feet apart, fingers, palms spread slightly behind the hips. Take a deep breath in. On your next exhalation, press your feet and raise your buttocks up. Raise your buttocks up. Press your feet further down and move the tailbone in and up. Lift it up. Now press the hands, raise the chest, chest up, head back. Chest up, head back. As you exhale, swing the hips back between your hands and sit down. Okay, now this you can do a bit more swiftly for more freedom. For example, I inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale, sit. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale, sit. Go ahead and do that 3 times. Ready? Feet apart, hip width, hands slightly behind the hips. Take a deep breath, swing up. Swing up quick. Then exhale and sit back. Inhale, get ready and go up. Exhale, up, buttocks in, upper back in. Exhale, sit down. One more inhale as you exhale, up. Inhale as you exhale, sit back down. Extend your legs into Dandasana. Relax and watch. You have a second option. Either you repeat as you did, or you can do this way. Feet together, toes together, Dandasana. Hands behind. So you reach from the heel to the sole to get the foot down. And the back body supports the front body. Purvottanasana is the extension of the anterior spine. Up. And down. Notice my hands move slightly back, and then I go up. And then they come by the hips. 3 times. If that doesn't work out, do the bent leg version. Get ready. Taking a deep breath in. On your next exhalation, stand up on your feet. Go from the heel to the sole. Press down your feet. Lift your tailbone up. Hands for the chest, head back. Exhale, swing back. Dandasana. Inhale, exhale, hands back and go up. Go from the heel to the sole and press there. Tailbone in, chest up. Exhale and go back. Last one. Inhale. On your next exhalation, swing right up. Swing right up. Tailbone in, chest up. Stand on the sole. Go down on your next exhalation. Exhale there fully. Next is my friend Tori.
Hi, everyone. So I don't know about you, but this has been such a wonderful experience and invigorating sequence, and all those twistings got us ready for some of this back bending work. So the next pose we're going to take is Chatushpadasana. Just watch here a moment. We'll do with first holding the sides of the mat, and like Dmitri described in the very beginning of the class, the upper arm rotates out, so it's a big rotation in those upper arms. So I get a nice head start. See what a big head start I get here with the chest. And then just like Naghmeh was describing in Purvottanasana, first the heels press to lift the tailbone and the buttocks. So I get that head start with the chest, and then I add in the lift of the tailbone and the buttocks. Now watch right here. I tuck my arms underneath me even more. I grip the mat even tighter. And then I use my arms and heels to lift me even higher up. Then we'll come down, relax, and we'll go up and down a few times. So everybody lie on your back. Look up at your ceiling. Don't turn your head in this pose. You can just hear my words. You don't need to see anything now that you just watched that demonstration. Reach out for the sides of your sticky mat. So everyone's going to hold the mat. And then start with that nice strong rotation of your upper arms. So you feel your biceps turn out as you hold the sides of your sticky mat. Bend your legs. If you haven't already, bend your legs so that your feet are about buttock width apart. Press your heels down, tuck your upper arms underneath you even more, get a head start in your chest. And now as you press your feet, raise your tailbone and your buttocks up. Come on, raise your tailbone and buttocks higher. Rotate your arms now more and lift your upper back, buttocks, and back thighs as high up as you can. On an exhalation, lengthen your buttocks and lower yourself back down. Respread your chest, take a breath there. And then once again, hold on to the sides of the mat. Get a better, tighter grip there. See if you can walk your hands now a little closer to down towards your feet. Maybe walk your feet in a little closer to your buttocks. And now get that head start in your chest. Rotate your arms and go up. Press your heels and arm bones down to raise your back ribs, middle buttocks, bottom buttocks, and back thighs. Now, find your feet, find your heels. And as you press your heels down, lengthen your calf muscles all the way down toward your heels and lift your shin bones up away from your toes and move your shin bones back toward your head side to try to lift your buttocks higher. If that causes any problem for your knees, just walk your feet out a little further away from your hands. And then on an exhalation, lengthen your buttocks and lower yourself down. And now my colleague Carolyn is gonna take us into a passive, wonderful inversion.
Hi, everyone. So there's a choice here, so watch both. If you feel time to get on your back, we're going to do either Setu Bandha. You could belt your shins loosely a little bit apart. Watch the two choices. This is one. I have bricks wide apart next to each other.
For my feet, if you don't have a wall, you can do this also in the middle of the room, feet on the brick. Belt is holding my legs slightly apart. I hit out into the belt, shoulders get to the floor, and I'm in my Setu Bandha. If you're not going to do that, you slide off. If you are getting on this one, you slide off to finish, okay? If you're doing shoulder stand, your choice to have a stack of open blankets. It's nice to put something under the pelvis. And if you'd like a chair for your feet, so when you flip over, Setu Bandha is on the bolster, lying flat. We do that one often, especially for the option for the women who are menstruating, but also it may be your choice after the whirlwind of poses we've done with the whirlwind of teachers, okay? So what has been constant the whole time is your own mind, right? Your constant consciousness. So this is both of these poses take us inward. If you're doing shoulder stand, we flip over. Instead of putting the belt on your shins, you turn your arms from the inside out, lift up with the straight legs. If you're flexible and practice, you take your feet to the floor. In this pose, you take your hands down, lifting the back ribs up, and then you lift your legs. So either you can see the similarity of the two poses. Legs are straight and lifting out of the pelvis to the feet here. Or Setu Bandha, from your hips, you are lengthening the legs in the direction toward the wall or toward the bricks if you have no wall. Okay, so everyone pick either your choice, Sarvangasana, Salamba, meaning supported whole limb pose, or Setu Bandha, the bridge. Now, Sarva means whole, all. So let's look at the Sanskrit words. Perfect timing, Ginger. Calm down. So let's consolidate. Let's look at that word sarva as whole. For you, this pose, whether you're in Setu Bandha or you're in shoulder stand, that is a time to consolidate all of the actions you've been practicing and meld them together here in the whole, into the whole. Sarvangasana or Setu Bandha. If it's comfortable for you to have your feet on the floor, either in Setu Bandha or in Halasana, and then come on up into Sarvangasana. This depends on your range of motion, your choice today. Now, both poses have a calm, quiet, soft relationship between the exhalations. Encourage first quiet eyes, quiet throat, relax your mouth. So Setu Bandha, maybe it is easier to do. Whereas Sarvangasana, there are this action of lifting that one has to do. But what we want to do is turn the arms, press the upper arms, adjust with the hands on your back. If you're having a hard time, then you can use the wall to get up into your Halasana. You can take a different choice to enter into your Sarvangasana. Now's the time to consolidate. Make a choice where it's going to be available to you to start to become quiet. David, you can use the wall. Use the wall to climb your feet up the wall or put something higher under your hips so it's easier for you to flip over. Start to go into the inner state of these poses. We're coming to the end of our practice. And so invite yourself more inward, even for those who are in the supported shoulder stand. There is this action from the legs, buttocks, sacrum up toward the ceiling, but combine that with the relaxing of the throat, eyes, mouth. Begin to follow your exhalations. You don't see your abdomen in Setu Bandha, but you can feel it. Use the bolster to bring awareness to the back of your body. Exhale and release from the front to the back so that you can feel from the surface of your front abdomen receding inward, and then lift the spine if you're in Sarvangasana. Elongate the spine out from the pelvis to the chest in Setu Bandha. But from Sarvangasana, rise up, support yourself with your hands, lift, re-lift. As our great teacher Prashant likes to say, repose in the pose so that you could repose. Shoulders on the floor for Setu Bandha. Repose, readjust, especially if you're in Sarvangasana. Go inward and consolidate yourself. Like I said, the one continuous thing, we've had a lot of changes, changing teachers in this class. But what has been constant is you as practitioner, the continuation of your consciousness, right? It's been flowing and flowing. So now watch it flow within this pose. Go into a deeper, Sarvanga means all limbs. So go to a deeper sense of yourself. Eyes can be closed in this pose. And begin to use your exhalations to ascend the pelvis, ascend your legs. Inhalations to feel the openness around the diaphragm, around the barrel shape of your chest. Go into the field within you. Sarvangasana, sarva, the whole. So when we find an
Okay, now slowly come out of the pose. You can come to Halasana and slowly roll down in Setu Bandha. Bend your knees and slowly push the bolster between your legs to come out and let your back settle. And find a place where you can set up for Shavasana. You can take a blanket for the back of your head. See that you're neutral on the floor without any disturbance of things around you. So see that you clear any belts or blocks or anything that's in the way. Be on your back with your knees bent. If you have a blanket for your head, adjust it for your head and neck. Take the time, even though it's a short time, you take the time to organize yourself properly. So from the head and shoulders, down from the shoulders and upper back to the buttocks, adjust, smooth out any wrinkles that might be in the back. See that you're even right side, left side with your hands, forearms, upper back, shoulder blades. Adjust those areas from the top downwards. And once you have that settled without disturbing that, you can take one leg down and the other leg down. Extend through the back of your legs so there's no place in the buttocks that's caught. Extend the back of your legs well. Stretch out through the back of the legs and then let your legs relax and let go. And let your arms relax and let go. Let your arms and legs fully relax and let go. Let your eyes close. If you have glasses, take your glasses off. Let your eyes close. And settle your eyes back and down. Settle your eyes back and down. The senses are used to having to go out to take information in, whether it's from the TV or the time that we spend taking classes on the computer. The eyes get strained by reaching out all the time, trying to take information in a way that's different when you are not looking at the screen. So you have to give them that extra rest, especially after all that screen time. Let the eyes fully settle back and down, away from your eyelids and underneath your cheeks. Let the cheeks be the beds for your eyes to rest in. Even if it's a short rest, give them that rest fully. Then observe your breath. and let the breath, as Prashant says, be a sort of a lullaby to further relax the eyes, to further settle all around your eyes and cheeks and nostrils. Go from your lips all the way to the back of your throat and let go. See that there's no clenching in your jaw, your throat, all around your ears. Let the exhalations help that letting go process. Completely let go. Completely let go. So as you exhale, follow the exhalation down your trunk until you fully let go. If you come to this class, if you do Iyengar yoga, you're someone who likes to do things. It's easy and wonderful to do things. It's harder to let go. It's also fully important to practice that letting go. As you stretch the legs fully, as you extend the arms fully, as you extend all those different parts that we do in the asana practice, it's also fully important to let go completely. So don't skip over that letting go. Even though sometimes it's short at the end because we realize, oops, the time has lapsed. But see that since we have this time home, that you take that time to fully let go, which is different than just when we sleep and everything gets shut down, but it's consciously letting go. Consciously letting things be and let go. Now let yourself come back to the surface by taking a little bit deeper inhalation. You can bend your arms and legs. Gently roll to your side. Keep rolling until you sit up. And then with your hands pressing down to sit up, sit straight. And that's all for right now. Namaste. I want to thank all my colleagues for having this relay class so that, you know, when yoga comes to the Olympics and there's that relay, we're gonna be right up there, and you'll be able to be right with us, cheering us along and following us and being part of the relay, because we'll have that relay race down. So it's wonderful to have that relay passed on to everybody. It pulls us all together in this time when it's hard to be together, and so this is a wonderful way to be together. Now this is the time that you get to go to the bathroom and have a snack. If we were in the physical space, we'd have some snacks. You can do that yourself at home. You can just go to the bathroom and have a snack. But come back, because we have our annual meeting at 2 o'clock, and there's the link is on the chat here. You can just go back if you haven't seen it. Hector has it, put it on the chat, so we have that. If you can't find it in the chat, it's in your email. But it would be great if you could come to the meeting and find out what's happening, our annual meeting. And there's always ways that you could help out. And we just want to thank everyone for coming and supporting us in this challenging time where hope is in reach. And we're on a better slope now, going uphill. So it might even go a little bit deeper down sometimes, but we're on the right, we're going to get going the right path, and we're going to be all together again soon as we can. So really wonderful to